Hello one and all. I just want to make a quick video today to talk about Hell Mode, because this is one of my favorite light novels of all time, and my favorite mangas of all times. Seriously, I've binged that thing so many freaking times, and I just found out a few minutes ago, we are getting a god dang freaking anime in 2025. Holy mother of God, I am so excited. I'm sure anyone who's familiar with the series is just as excited as I am. And for those of you who aren't, or those of you who don't know the series, Hell Mode can best be described as grinding isekai. Not grinding in the game sense, not in the get your head out of the gutters. Anyway, so the series follows Alan, a hardcore gamer. Not a no-lifer, but he is certainly close to it. And he's sitting around his computer like, you know, back in my day, video games used to be hard. We had these big raid battles that lasted for hours and hours, and at the end, only one player actually got the drop, and then we all tried to kill him to steal the drop for ourselves. That was real gaming. Now all these video games today, they have idle mechanics, like just grind for experience that I've been playing. That's not gaming. And so when he finds a pop-up saying, hey, you want to play a real game? He's like, heck yeah, brother! And instead of just going like easy, normal, hard, he decides to pick the Hell Mode difficulty. And that is what he gets reincarnated into. He reincarnates into Hell Mode, which means that every single level and skill requires 100 times more experience. So for example, if he wants like the sword mastery skill, and that usually requires you to swing a sword one time, he needs to swing a sword 100 times. And that quickly balloons to the point where this dude literally spends like years leveling up one single skill. And he definitely has the grinding mindset, as he actually starts this process when he's like 1 year old. He's like, all right, I'm gonna start swinging a sword, throwing rocks, doing this, all this, just so we can, just level up as quickly and efficiently as he can. In fact, he actually like has a time his naps. Like, okay, my MP regenerates every 8 hours, so I need to make sure I'm up so I can keep doing this like 3 times a day. It's actually insane how hardcore this dude is. God, I love him. But okay, so maybe thinking, well, Hell Mode, that's 100 times harder to level up. Doesn't sound really fun or useful or anything. Well, the other benefit of Hell Mode is it doesn't have a level cap. Like everyone else in this world, they have a level cap of 60. They also don't know what their level is because that's like a hidden mechanic to them. It's just like a thing where they go through like, oh, I've received a blessing of the god. No, I overcame a trial of the god. I feel stronger and all of my injuries healed. Huzzah! But Alan's able to actually, see his stats and all that and figure out like, okay, leveling up, maybe level 2, level 3. It's just a very, very slow process, but he's in it for the long run. Anyway, though, the other important aspect of this series is his job. He is a summoner, an 8-star job, which didn't actually exist before he picked it. Yeah, that's the other insane thing. Like, when he first signs into the game, he has to pick his class. He's like, okay, this is weird. If I choose to be a commoner or a serf, I have better job options than if I'm a noble or a royal. And he goes the whole list like, okay, be a swordsman, I could be a hero, ooh, I can be the demon lord, let's go with that! At which point, every god is like, no! And they quickly make the summoner job for him instead. It's like, okay, pick this, it is actually better than hero, better than the demon lord, you'll be fine, you'll love it, best of luck. God, I love it. And so as a result of their kind of rushed work, the job is still kind of unfinished. That does lead to some problems. Like when he goes for the appraisal ceremony, it just reads a gibberish, and they're like, oh, I guess he just doesn't have a job. That's actually a fairly common thing in this world. In fact, most people don't. In fact, at one point, Alan goes to a big city, goes to the Adventurers Guild, and they tell him, like, yeah, like one dude in this entire Adventurers Guild in this major city actually has a job. That's it. So yeah, him having an 8-star job that is better than every other job is insanely impressive. However, like I said, he is in Hell Mode, meaning it takes him a very, very long time to level it up. It's also a thing where like he requires MP in order to actually use his skills, and they only regenerate like every 8 or 12 hours or whatever, so he needs to actually like time his naps and make sure, like, okay, I'm up, okay, use my skill, summon up some monsters, okay, back to bed, okay, I'm up, and he does that over and over again for literally like the first 6 years of his life. The manga actually skips over a lot of that and just kind of starts off with him at like age 5 and does some flashbacks to briefly explain it. But no, light novel really goes into how hard this dude was grinding in order to become, incredibly broken, eventually, after a lot of grinding and strategizing. It's good. It is so, so good. There's also just like a really underlying theme throughout this of him kind of accepting, like, okay, you know what? I really wasn't. I mean, it's not like the level of Mushoku Tensei where he's like, oh my god, I was an awful person in my last life. No, it's more like in this life, it's like, okay, I really need to start appreciating my family more, and, they've been really good to me since I came into this world, even though I am a really weird kid. Like, seriously weird. Anyway, though, so yeah, this is a really fun series. It basically just pivots between Alan grinding insanely and then him, like, experimenting with his skills in his class, like, oh, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? He gets so excited whenever he gets a new, whenever he levels up, whenever he ranks up his summoning skill, he's able to actually, get a new class, new bunch of monsters summoned. He's just so excited, like, oh, what can I do with them? Oh, what's your skill? Oh, how do you do that? And it's fun. You can really see his excitement. It actually just kind of reminds me of By the Grace of the Gods. Anyone who's read that light novel? The main character, Ryoma, he is a slime fanatic. Whenever he finds a new slime, he is just so absolutely excited to experiment with it and figure out what it can do. So it feels like that. But anyway, though, I am just super excited about this, and if you trust my opinion at all, believe me, this is going to be one to watch. Assuming the studio doesn't mess it up. I mean, in terms of visuals, I don't think this is going to be super hard to pull off. There's only a handful of actually like really intensive fights in this first arc, which I'm assuming is what's going to get animated. The story-wise, though, like mechanics-wise, though, that could be a bit of more of an issue, because like I said, a lot of this is him experimenting, him actually taking down notes in this magic grimoire he has. So it could be a bit problematic if they're unable to actually like explain everything well enough, and it leaves anime watchers confused. On the other hand, though, I do think, if they do just give like a brief explanation that is enough for most people, and those who are more curious will end up picking up the light novels. That isn't always a bad thing, so long as they explain enough that people can actually follow it. I mean, light novel goes into way more detail than the manga does, but the manga still has the option to just like display walls of text on the screen and be like, okay, yeah, this is how it all works. But please, let me know what you think of all this down below. Have you read Hell Mode before? If so, are you excited for this anime? If not, are you going to pick it up now? I mean, like I said, this is a great read. I so love just coming back and rereading it over and over again. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm also very curious how they're going to adapt it, because I have definitely noticed some big differences between the light novel and the manga. Nothing like, super huge different, but like one character, like in the second volume light novel, the one character gets like no real screen time, which I found very surprising, because in the manga they were much more expressive. They talked a lot. They had a bigger role to play. They had a big moment in the like finale of the arc. So yeah, I'm not really sure which one they're going to follow. I hope they do follow the manga a bit better in terms of story, because I do think that was a great moment that, the light novel could have used. But anyway, though, let me think all this down below. Until next time, peace!